For I, your God, have already decreed, you shall not be destroyed. Do you truly think the enemy is not enraged by what I am about to do in your life? Do you feel the weight, the unexplainable warfare? It is because the trap has already been set. But I, the Lord your God, intervened with deliverance at the last second. The enemy tried to stop your victory, but listen well. He was too late. He anticipated the moment of your downfall, yet he was caught off guard by the timing of your miracle. For I, your God, have already decreed, you shall not be destroyed. But to walk in the fullness of what I have prepared, you must listen to me until the end of this message. Stay strong. Remain faithful. What I am about to give you is far greater than what you lost. There are blessings that only come to those who endure until the end. There are promises reserved for those who remain standing, even in the midst of pain. And you are almost there. This battle has brought tears, restless nights, silent cries, but it is also paving the way. What I have planned for you will silence many voices, break pride, and cause even those who judged you to kneel and say, "It was God." Listen closely. I am the one who changes decrees. I am the one who overturns diagnoses. I am the one who breaks the impossible. But I want to see you stand firm. I want to see your faith rise above your fear. The trap was set, but you will overcome it and still declare victory. Show your faith. Leave a light now. This helps spread this message to others in battle. Subscribe to the channel because what I will continue to reveal here is deep, strong, and direct from me. And write in the comments, the trap failed. My God arrived. Write it with faith as a prophetic act. Your word releases your miracle. Do you wonder why certain people disappeared from your life right when you needed them the most? Hear me now. This revelation is serious. There were people you loved, but who were holding your promise with unclean hands. And I, the Lord your God, tore them away before they could contaminate what was sent from heaven for your life. You wept over their absence, but you did not see the truth behind their souls. You felt betrayed, abandoned, forgotten, but in reality, I was hiding you. Do you remember that door that closed and you could not understand why? That opportunity that seemed perfect, yet suddenly vanished? That friendship that unexpectedly grew cold? Today I tell you clearly, if I had allowed that which seemed like a blessing to remain, it would have turned into a trap. You clung to ties that appeared sincere but were secretly filled with ulterior motives. There were people who smiled at you while speaking your name in the language of envy. They advised you with their mouths, but wished for your downfall in their hearts. And you thought it was the persecution of life, when in truth it was divine preservation. You longed to climb with everyone, but not everyone wanted to see you at the top. And do you know why I let you experience solitude? To teach you to walk with those I have chosen, not with those you simply became accustomed to. There are people whose true nature is only revealed when your blessing arrives. But I, your Father, saw it before. Do not mourn the losses. Your protection begins where your understanding ends. I removed you from traps disguised as companionship. I kept you from alliances that sounded like truth, but carried the poison of falsehood. And now, listen carefully. There are people who will not return, and that itself is my answer to your prayer. You asked me to protect you, so accept the cleansing I performed. Now I'm raising new people, people who will truly love you, people who will pray for you when no one else does, people who will draw you closer to me, not pull you away. But you must trust. You must stop focusing on what has gone and start appreciating what remains. Whoever stayed, stayed by divine alliance. Whoever left, left under my command. Comment now. God delivered me, and I didn't even know it. Write it with faith. This declaration is your answer. Subscribe to the channel, because what I will continue to reveal here is deep, liberating, and life-changing. Turn on notifications, because I will soon unveil why I remain silent when you most expect an answer. You pray, you weep, you search, and yet nothing changes. The heavens seem silent, the doors remain closed, the signs do not appear, and you begin to wonder, has God forgotten me? But today I, your God, speak firmly. My silence is not disinterest. It is strategy. You are asking for an answer, but I am preparing a shift. There are moments when heaven remains silent, not because you have done something wrong, but because you are in the middle of a process that demands secrecy. So the enemy does not discover what I am doing. I have not answered yet, because what I am about to do is too great to be revealed ahead of time. If certain things were exposed now, they would be attacked, sabotaged, destroyed. You are being shaped, molded, purified. But at the same time, you are being hidden. Some prayers I did not answer because your foundation was still too fragile to sustain what you asked for. Some dreams I have not fulfilled because you were still surrounded by the wrong people, those who would have tried to steal my glory. I remained silent because I was separating. I remained silent because your spirit needed to learn trust, even when there was no sign. Faith that depends on signs is not faith. It is control. But the faith that stands firm in the darkness, that I honor. Even Jesus endured moments when I remained silent. In Gethsemane, he prayed in agony, yet heaven did not respond immediately. On the cross, he cried out, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" But even in silence, I was there. I have never stopped seeing, never stopped caring, and never stopped loving. And I do the same for you. When you thought you were alone, I was the one who held your heart, ensuring it wouldn't stop beating. It was I who cradled your mind at the edge of pain, shielding you from the enemy's gaze at your most fragile moment. So much so that I even concealed you from yourself. These are words of awakening, carrying promise and power. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And when this silence ends, your life will resound both in the heavens and on earth. The answer that will come will be so clear, so supernatural, and so precise that you will understand why the opposition crumbled. Silence is merely the interval between your struggle and the miracle. If God has awakened something in you through this message, declare it boldly in the comments. God's silence is preparing me for something great. Write this with faith and conviction. It is your banner today. Have you noticed how certain things seem to have suddenly been blocked? How do people who once applauded you now ignore you? How doors that seemed on the verge of opening have suddenly stalled? Today I, the Lord your God, speak with clarity and authority. You are being affected by a sin that is not yours, yet it has impacted your life. That sin is envy, one of the most silent, deceptive, and dangerous of all. It lurks behind smiles and embraces. There are those who do not wish to see you fail completely, yet they do not want you to rise above them. They do not desire your total ruin, just enough to keep you beneath their shadow. And the most unsettling truth? Most of these individuals are not strangers. They are close. The envy that has restrained you does not come from distant foes, but from those who claim to love you. They do not attack with direct words, but question internally. Why him? Why her? Why not me? They do not curse you with shouts, but sabotage you with silence. They remain quiet when they should defend you, disappear when they should support you, and wait in the shadows, anticipating something to go wrong just so they can feel at peace. But today I am waking you up because you must understand this once and for all. You carry something precious, and that makes you uncomfortable to others. You do not need to strive too hard. Your light naturally disturbs those who dwell in darkness. Lord, why do you allow this to happen to me? Because envy confirms that you are on the right path. No one envies a dry tree. Only those who bear fruit are attacked. But listen carefully. I am your shield, your justice, your protector. No one can hinder the plans I have written for you. They may throw words, but I build invisible walls. They may desire your downfall, but I cause you to walk on water. They may spread rumors, but I spread testimonies. Now I need you to open your eyes. Be careful who you call a friend. Be mindful of whom you share your dreams with. Beware of those who listen silently but are irritated by your joy. Not every shoulder is a refuge. Not every embrace is a blessing. Not every praise is sincere. I am your Father, and today I call you to ascend higher, but with less baggage. There are people who cannot move forward with you into this next phase. They are invisible barriers disrupting the flow of my promise. Declare it now in faith. Not even envy will stop what God has prepared for me. Write this and proclaim your trust in me to act. Leave a like now, because when you do, this message reaches those who are also suffering in silence, being afflicted by a sin that does not belong to them. There are people weaponizing my word for control. They do not wield it to free others, but to bind them. They do not use it to heal, but to silence. They do not spread it to welcome, but to divide. They invoke my name to intimidate, manipulate, and elevate themselves above others. But I see everything. I see the leaders who threaten hell yet refuse to speak of my love. I see those who say, God told me to tell you, when in truth, they have fallen themselves. Today I opened your eyes. Pay close attention. Not every person who speaks my name has been sent by me. Some have mastered the art of stirring emotions. They know how to twist verses out of context to instill fear. They manipulate truth so that you obey their voice rather than mine. But son, I have given you discernment. I have given you the Holy Spirit, not for you to be controlled, but for you to be led in freedom and truth. When a word comes from me, it does not bind you, it sets you free. When direction comes from heaven, it does not oppress, it brings peace. Even when my voice is firm, it does not crush, it lifts you up. I am calling you into a new season, a time of direct relationship with me. You will learn to pray freely, to hear my voice without manipulative intermediaries, to walk in wisdom and courage, to stand firm against religious intimidation. Your faith will be pure, true, untamed, without deception, without guilt, without control. Declare this now in faith. My faith is true and will not be manipulated. Comment below if this word has spoken directly to your heart. Have they tried to use faith to bind you? Today, God frees you with His truth. You have done so much, struggled, pursued solutions to what seemed impossible, yet you have barely paused to listen to me. The world is noisy, its demands relentless, drowning out my soft, calm voice. But I am still here, I always was. My child, the silence you resist may be the very place where I will heal you. You do not need to find me in urgency, in desperation, in efforts to manage everything alone. You must understand this one truth. Those who live in haste fail to discern, and those who do not discern make decisions out of anxiety, impulse, and fear, rather than my divine direction. Hidden beneath your attempt to appear strong are wounds, words, and memories that have quietly harmed you. But I see behind your weary smile. I know you need a place to rest, and that place is me. You were not created for ceaseless striving, for hurried prayers, for restless movement without moments of silence to hear me. I alone know what comes next. I alone see behind that yes that appears perfect but could steal your peace. There are answers I will only give you when you stop. The world will forever urge you to rush, to decide swiftly, to prove yourself. But I, your God, call you to do the opposite, to pause, breathe, trust, and listen. Do you remember Elijah who hid in the cave believing it was over? He expected me to arrive in the mighty wind, the earthquake, the fire. But I came in the whisper. This is how I still speak, in silence, in intimacy, where the world has no access, but where you find me. You must recover your spiritual sensitivity. Stop normalizing what distances you from my presence. You must learn to say no to what drains you, to what speeds up your soul and keeps you from hearing the whispers of heaven. There are many things you can let go of, but my voice must never be one of them. Declare this: Lord, teach me to hear you in the midst of the noise. My child, I long to teach you how to perceive me in the simplest details, in the sudden peace that overtakes your heart, in the word that feels divinely placed for you, in the weight that lifts from your shoulders when you finally surrender what you have carried alone. I want you to stop living on autopilot and begin living with discernment. There are decisions I will only reveal to you when you are still enough to hear me clearly. The enemy does not fear believers who talk endlessly. He trembles before those who are silent enough to listen to me. For those who hear my voice receive direction, and those who walk in my direction do not wander in confusion. They walk with purpose. Declare it now. I will stop listening to God. You do not need to understand everything now. You simply need to trust. Take a moment, sit still, close your eyes and say, "Speak to me, Lord. I am here." And you will see that even in silence, I am holding you. You do not need to run from pain. Instead, invite my presence to heal it. Because when I fill you, everything else loses its false appeal. Excess loses its grip. Addiction loses its power. Declare this: Lord, I want you to be my nourishment. I'm not demanding perfection from you. I'm calling you to awareness, to look within and understand what is truly driving your decisions. Behind every excess, there is pain, and behind every pain, there is a cry from the soul, a plea. God, help me. And here I am, answering. You are not alone. I do not judge you. I transform you. Gluttony will no longer be your escape. It will become the starting point of your liberation. My child, you will overcome this. You will learn to recognize the triggers. You will seek comfort in me, not in excesses. You will understand that self-control is not the product of human effort. It is the fruit of my spirit. When you start to feel weak, repeat this truth. I no longer need to numb myself. I can feel, and God will sustain me. The hunger you feel is not just in your stomach, it is in your soul. And I am the bread of life. Declare this boldly. God, heal me from within, so that I no longer need to numb myself externally. You may still be waiting for a grand miracle, something that shakes the ground, astonishes others, and changes everything at once. But my blessings have already begun, in quiet ways. They did not arrive with noise, but with peace. They did not come with flashes of glory, but with direction. They did not appear in haste, but in perfect timing. They did not come to impress, but to sustain. Think back. Remember that impossible situation that suddenly calmed down, that answer that reached your heart before you even spoke it, that person who hugged you on the exact day you wanted to disappear, the courage that rose within you even after fear had tried to swallow you whole. That was already me blessing you. Declare this truth. Lord, thank you for the blessings I didn't even notice. My child, you have prayed so much for change, but today I remind you, the process itself is a blessing. While you wait for a great door, I am already placing small keys in your hands. While you anticipate the harvest, I am already preparing the land. While you grieve for what has not yet come, I am already removing what would harm you. Not everything you desire is good for you. Not everything you have lost was a blessing. I work with love, not haste, with details, not distractions, with eternity, not anxiety. And that is why the promise stands, even when time seems to stand still. Declare with faith, I trust in God's timing and in the promises that never fail. My blessings extend beyond what the eye sees. They begin within you. The faith that grows, the hope that endures, the strength that rises, even when everything else says it is over. You will start to smile for no reason, and that will be the sign that I am breathing lightness into your spirit. You will find yourself appreciating the small details, and that will be heaven inhabiting your soul. One day, not far from now, you will look back and say, "Now I understand. God blessed me even in silence." Declare your faith now. I will live out all of God's promises in due time and walk with joy until then. The time has come to rebuild, and I myself will help you. You have walked through seasons that shattered you into pieces. There were days when everything seemed meaningless. People you loved drifted away. Things you believed in collapsed before your eyes. And you have wondered, how do I move forward after so much loss? But today, I tell you, the promise of a new life begins now. Not in the place where everything was perfect, but exactly where everything seemed to have ended. Yes, from here, the rebuilding begins. And the most beautiful part, I will not only restore your life, I will make you new from the inside out. Declare this: Lord, rebuild my life with your hands. You have already tried on your own. I know. You tried to be strong. You tried to forget. You tried to move on. You tried to pretend that nothing hurt you. But I created you to be honest with me. And that is why I tell you, you do not need to pretend to be strong. You only need to trust. While you were grieving what was lost, I was already preparing for what is to come. While you wept for what failed, I was already writing new beginnings. While you felt broken, I saw you as clay in my hands, and the shattered glass will be remade. Not the same, but better. For I do not merely rebuild, I transform. Declare now, God will transform my pain into testimony. You will not be remembered only for what you lost. From now on, I will mark you for the victories ahead. I will give you new vision, new spirit, new encounters. What once was a burden will become a bridge. You thought it was the end, but it was the beginning. You thought it was in vain, but I preserved every tear. You believed no one saw your effort, but I saw everything, and I will honor every step of faith. I promise you, you will experience days of peace so deep that you will forget what it was like to always live on edge. You will walk paths you never imagined, with lightness, joy, and rest. You will receive good surprises, unexpected blessings, for I love to bring joy when you least expect it. You will rediscover the best versions of yourself, the ones pain tried to bury. And in time, you will find even more beautiful parts of yourself that had been waiting to be revealed. You will look to the future with courage, not fear. You will find the strength to say no to what hurt you and yes to what heals you. And the most beautiful part? You will realize that you have matured, not because you have become hardened, but because you have stood your ground. Declare this with conviction. Today, a new construction begins, and God is the architect of my new life. The time has come for you to experience true joy. I know life has been difficult, that the days sometimes drag on, and worries seem to surround you. But I promise you, the joy that comes from me is enduring. It does not rely on what is happening around you, but on what is transforming within you. Today, I will place a joy in your heart so deep that it will change how you see the world. You have endured seasons of sadness that felt endless, moments where you questioned whether happiness was truly possible for you. But I am here to remind you, true joy is not a fleeting emotion. It is a certainty that is born from my love for you. Declare this: Lord, give me the joy that flows from your love. When you feel weak, I am your strength. When you are weary, I am your rest. When you feel lacking, I am your abundance. The world tells you that happiness comes from material possessions, recognition, and success. But I tell you, true joy is found not in what you own, but in who you are in me. True joy comes from trusting that even in difficulties, I am with you, guiding, restoring, and transforming you. Unexpected joy will come upon you. You will find yourself smiling without explanation, simply because my presence has touched you. You do not have to carry this weight alone. I desire for you to experience a new birth in spirit. I will purify your wounds, cleanse your memories of pain, and lead you into a new phase of life, one where you are strengthened in my presence. Declare this now. Lord, renew my spirit and purify my soul. Transformation begins within you. There can be no external renewal without internal renewal. I know that difficulties try to consume your peace, but I want you to know, I am the one who cares for your heart, your mind, and your soul. When you call on me, I do not remain distant. I come to restore everything that has been broken. Perhaps you have tried to change on your own, searching for solutions in places where none could be found. But today, I remind you, spiritual renewal is my work, not yours. And when you surrender completely to me, there is no limit to the transformation that can take place. Spiritual renewal will impact every area of your life. Forgiveness will flourish in your heart. You have carried hatred, resentment, and wounds, but when I renew you, I will give you the power to forgive as never before. Your mind will be restored. Doubt and fear have often invaded your thoughts, but I assure you, when you surrender to me, your mind will be filled with peace. Clarity will come, peace beyond understanding, and you will see through the eyes of faith. Your relationships will be healed. Perhaps you have been in conflict with someone else, or even yourself. But when my spirit dwells within you, the barriers that prevent connection and love will be torn down. You will see your challenges in a new light. What once paralyzed you will become an opportunity for my power to shine through you. What once seemed like an obstacle will now be a stepping stone to something greater. Maybe you are thinking, but Lord, I am so tired. How can I be renewed? I understand what you feel, but do not look at your strength. Look at mine. It is not by your ability, but by my power. When you submit to my will, I will step into your life and accomplish what you cannot do on your own. I am the God who breathes life into what was dead, who raises up what had fallen. Declare this now. Lord, renew my spirit, restore my soul, and transform my life. May my mind be renewed, my heart be healed, and my steps be guided by your divine wisdom. And it all begins with a decision. to trust Him, to surrender your heart and soul into His hands. From this moment forward, your journey will be transformed, for the Lord walks with you every step of the way, guiding and strengthening your faith. If you have felt lost, weary, or overwhelmed, know this: your life will never be the same again. Renewal is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process that God carries out in you daily. Each morning presents a new opportunity to embrace His grace, His mercy, and His faithfulness. Every challenge will no longer be a test of your limits, but a fertile ground for the manifestation of God's power in your life. God's blessings will give new meaning to your days. The burdens that once weighed heavily upon you will be lightened, for the Lord will grant you rest. You will not have to fight alone. He will uphold you, strengthen you, and lead you back to His eternal purpose. No matter what you have faced in the past, failures, difficulties, moments of uncertainty, God sees your future. He has prepared a life of peace, abundance, and joy. If you are still unsure, remember, His promise never fails. You are stronger than you think, for He is your strength. You are loved more deeply than you can comprehend, for the Lord is your God, and His love for you is everlasting. You do not need all the answers, only the willingness to trust in what God is doing. Even when the path seems unclear, He has already prepared your future, a future overflowing with blessings, joy, and peace that surpasses all understanding. Take a deep breath and feel the presence of the Lord renewing your spirit. He is with you at every moment. When the weight feels heavy, He will lift you up. When the road feels long, He will be there to guide you. And when weakness creeps in, you will find your strength in Him. Trust in His faithfulness, for your journey of renewal begins now. From this day forward, you will walk in the peace and joy that flows from a life devoted to God. He has promised to be with you every day until the end, and His promises never fail. Rise with confidence, for renewal has already begun within you. After all, you are a child of God, and He will never abandon you. His grace is greater than everything, and from this moment forward, His blessings will begin to flow abundantly in your life. Now is the time to embrace the life you have always longed for, and even more, to step into the divine purpose He has prepared for you. Final prayer of renewal and confidence. Lord God Almighty, at this moment, with an open heart and a willing soul, I come before you, my dear Father, to express my gratitude for your constant presence in my life. I thank you, Lord, for never leaving me alone, for guiding me with your mighty hand, even in the darkest moments. I know that even when I walk through valleys of uncertainty, you are with me, and that assurance gives me strength, courage, and unwavering confidence. Father, I praise you for your faithfulness, a faithfulness that never fails. You promised you would never forsake me, and I know you uphold every word spoken from your lips. Today, I stand before you, Lord, not in my own strength, but in the trust that I can find everything I need in you. Now I surrender every worry, every fear, every insecurity into your hands, knowing that you alone hold the solution to all things. Renew my mind, my spirit, and my body, Lord. May I awaken each day feeling your grace pouring over me like a river of living water, cleansing and restoring everything within me that has been broken. Renew my faith so that I never lose hope, even when the road ahead seems difficult. Grant me the certainty that you are always by my side, guiding me and empowering me to overcome any adversity. Lord, I trust in your perfect will. Though I may not yet understand the plans you have prepared for me, I know they are plans of peace, prosperity, and a bright future. Help me to walk by faith, trusting that your promise of transformation is unfolding in my life. At every moment, Father, grant me discernment, so that I may make choices that honor your name and lead me into a future filled with joy and peace. May my heart remain faithful to you, always remembering that my strength is found in you alone. I choose to follow your path, Lord, with the full assurance that you will always sustain me. You are my refuge and my strength, and I find peace in knowing that in you I am protected and cared for. Cover me, Lord, with your wings of love and divine protection. Shield me from every trap of the enemy. Pour your peace upon me, upon my home, and upon every area of my life. Let your presence surround me at every moment, guiding my steps with wisdom and grace. I entrust every part of my life into your hands, knowing that you are taking care of everything from beginning to end. Lord, I know that you are already working in my life, renewing everything that needs to be restored. I believe in your promises, and I know that a wondrous future awaits me. For you are in control of all things. In every challenge, Lord, I see an opportunity to trust you more. May your light shine in my life, and may those around me see your reflection in me. Let my life be a testimony of your love and mercy. Lord, I ask that you continue to mold me according to your will, so that I may be a faithful witness to your power and grace. Now, Lord, I lift up my family, my friends, and all those I love. Cover them with your protection, Lord, and guide them in your path of righteousness. May no harm come near them, and may they experience the joy and serenity that flow from your presence. Lord, I praise you, and I thank you for your goodness, your faithfulness, and your immeasurable love. Today, I declare that, by your grace, I will live victoriously, always walking toward the divine purpose you have for me. In the name of Jesus, I pray, with faith and gratitude. Amen.